Hey, 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 hey. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday?
Happy Tuesday.
Oh, man, we got 8K. Get that license plate out of there. Johnny Camundo Roofing and Construction. Camundo Roofing and Construction. Dallas, Texas. North Dallas, Texas. In this exclusive high-end neighborhood here in Dallas, Texas. What we got going on here? Hear all that loud noise there? Yeah. I know you're salivating over that. Aluminum shingles. Major hail damage out here. And the contractor, the roofing contractor, is going back with Certainty Belmont, like a designer grade shingles. I'll try to find a place over here where I can talk where it's not so noisy. Because I do have a subject that I want to talk about. You know, when you're thinking about doing roofing projects in a neighborhood like this high-end, exclusive neighborhood here, then you have a huge opportunity for inbound leads, inbound roofing leads, right? And it's an old tried and true marketing system. So forgive me if you already heard about this and you guys are using this. And if you are, good for you. But called the 6-pack, which I like to change to the 8-pack, right? And so essentially, the best way to go about this is when you're all set to build this job, which these guys are here clearly doing, then you want to start thinking about all the neighbors around the area. And you want to take special precautions to protect, belongings and to keep barricades up and tarps, and you just want to do a really good job of picking up all the trash and all of the plastic and stuff that, nails and stuff that might fall all over into the other neighbors' yards. But there's also an opportunity in all of that, which is simply go over and introduce yourself to the neighbors ahead of time before there's any chance of any problems, and bring a card with you and just let them know, I'm here with Camundo Roofing and Construction, and I'm here to do your neighbor's project. And it's so crucial to me, so important to me, that nothing gets messed up with your property. Like, I can't hear anything about, the neighbors were upset because there was nails or there was plastic blowing over or just excessive dust and things like that. And these jobs look like war zones. You guys know that. And so I think, setting a proper expectation for everybody involved can help you minimize the complaints, right? And so I think part of that is going to the neighbors in the surrounding area, giving them your contact info and telling them, begging them to please contact me if you have any issues whatsoever, right? Like, even if there's one little piece of plastic that blows over into your yard, I want to hear about it. Like, please call me right away, because I would rather be the first one to hear about it than to hear about it from some online review or something, because it's just so important to me that my reputation is kept intact. And so please contact me. We're over here working on, I'm sure you probably dealt with the hail damage too, but this roof over here has massive hail damage. And so we're over here replacing it. Here's my contact info. Please let me know. I mean, think about that for a second. I mean, they're getting the opportunity to see exactly how your project's going down. And then, with your workers and stuff, you have an opportunity to, put some shirts on them with your little bit of your branding on it, right? And the opportunity for them to see just how professional your crew is, your equipment, your trucks, to see your branding, right? But to also see that you can manage a war zone without the rest of the neighborhood having to suffer too awful much. Like, letting them know that there's going to be lots of noise involved, there's going to be lots of trash involved, but you care so much about quality control, and it's your number one goal that they notify you first, before anything happens. And I think you already understand what that does, right? I mean, I don't think I have to tell you You know, they're seeing that professionalism. They get to visualize and picture what it would be like if you were their roofing contractor. And so the concept of the 8-pack or the 6-pack, if you've heard about it, is every single time you're building, you should post up. Like build day is such a huge opportunity for inbound business. I mean, this guy gets so much business just by making sure that he's at the job site the whole time or most of the time, and he's just posted up, right? And talking to everybody around. But you go to the immediate, 6 neighbors surrounding the property, across the street, next door on the other side, and behind it. But if you want to expand that, you can even go 8-pack or 10-pack. I mean, shoot, if you really want to be honest, I think it's beneficial to go to like 20 or 30. I mean, you're doing door knocking anyway, a lot of you guys are. So I think it's beneficial to go to like, shoot, man, 20, 30, 50, go to the whole neighborhood. Drop off a leaflet that lets them know, hey, we're doing a project over here at such and such address at your neighbor's project or your neighbor's house. And same thing, if we want to notify you, if you get any noise, excessive noise or trash on your property, I want to hear about it, right? Like that's the only way that we're able to be, specialized insurance restoration general contractors with a good reputation, right? Is that we know about that and we keep our service, impeccable. We keep our job sites clean, right? And so I just thought, I was thinking about this. Johnny was telling me about how he utilizes that 8-pack in an exclusive area like this right here. I mean, sometimes he really can't get into some of these areas. It's hard to get in here. And so if you're already here, what an excellent opportunity, right? To nail guns, sell roofs. That's it, baby. Brian McDonald, nail guns, sell roofs. That's right. So, but anyway, while I'm here also, might as well pick this time to talk about another topic. So they pay for the hail damaged aluminum shingles, right? They cover all that because they're hail damaged. But they don't want to cover all of the coping and the flashing that runs all along the sides of the walls, right? And you can see all the way along the valley, the flashing, the coping from that metal, the chimney flashing up there. So they just want to come and try to shortchange this thing. And with regular drip edge, that's not regular size. That's not regular drip edge right there. So they try to shortchange this thing. And the money is in the details. The money's in the details. And then what happens when you take that piece of drip edge off? It's going to scratch the paint on the fascia, right? And people don't think about that as much too. So I'm just making a point. I know these are just random things here, but the money is in the details, the documentation, right? And so if you try to get that bought and paid for before the build, which you should be doing, you try to get that bought and paid for, the insurance company says, oh, we don't pay for that. That's included in the tear-off, or that's not damaged, so we can't pay for that. Well, it's installed with nails, so it's damaged. It has nail holes, so it must be replaced. The IRC in this particular instance, it's a residential project, International Residential Code, requires that any flashing be replaced when it's rusted, damaged, and deteriorated. Nail holes constitute damage, right? So any of the pipe jacks, the vents, the skylights, the turbine vents, look, installed with nail holes, and so it has to be replaced, right? So just because it's not damaged, which in this case a lot of this already was damaged, but just because it doesn't have direct physical loss does not mean that it doesn't need replaced. It has damage from the nail holes. It doesn't have to have damage from hail. It means it has to be replaced. And so a lot of times, if you can't get them to buy that before the build, at least you've submitted it and you've given them the documentation, you put it on the record. And so then the adjuster comes back and says, well, we're not going to pay. We still don't have the right documentation, or we still don't have enough, to pay for it, so we're not going to pay for it. And then and do you agree? I had a deal today. I'm going to do another video soon. It's about taking the cash off the table when it's there. About this adjuster was like, do you agree? If you agree to this estimate that I've just revised, then I'll send the payment. But if not, I'll invoke appraisal. This is an adjuster saying that she would invoke appraisal. And she thought that there's a big fight coming, But really there wasn't, because my thing was, I'm just going to take the additional 50 grand or whatever it was that she offered up and get the recoverable depreciation off the table, take the money off the table. And my response was, claim, and so I can't agree to it. What I can do is I can agree to attempt to perform these repairs that you've prescribed, and then I could just let you know if there's any problems with that, right? Like, I'll come back and I'll let you know if I have any problems fulfilling your prescription. And, and in fact, I won't let you know. I'll just send it to the inside. And, of course, she's already off the claim. She's already done with it. So, I think in this case here, if they say, they're not going to pay for it, then you don't agree to that. You just tell them, okay, well, I'll agree to try to do the roof without having to comply with the law, basically. I'll try to do the roof without having to replace all the flashing. I'll try to do that. I'll try to do it your way, since that's the way you've prescribed it. But I'm letting you know, I don't think that's going to be possible. I think I'm going to run into problems with that, but I am going to try. I'm going to give it an old college try. So I don't agree to anything. I just agree to try. And so for now, send the money, send the check, send the payment, because that money is undisputed money. Send that payment, and we'll proceed with the repairs. And if we have any problems, if we see anything that's, that's going to hold us up, then we'll let you know at a later time. And when we do that, we'll submit it to the inside. And so, of course, the adjuster's thinking, oh, I'm getting paid now. I'll be off the claim later. She doesn't care, right? And so, but anyway, that's why you want to come out to projects too during the build, is not just for the 6-pack and the 8-pack, which I started the video on, but even more importantly than that, man, you've got to be at your builds to get the documentation. If you go all out and take 1 million photos of your inspections, but then you don't return for the actual build to do a ton of photos of your build, get the documentation during the build, oh my goodness, you're missing so much money. You're missing such an opportunity there. Because during the build, now you can document what the decking looks like, right? You can document all the nail holes up close. You can document the chimney flashing. You can document everything involved. And so, I just think that you've got to be at your build. I mean, what do you have to do that's more important than to be at a big build like this? What do you have to do that's more important than that? I mean, post up, get documentation of the entire process. If you try to delegate that, to the guys that are here, these guys are awesome, right? But they're not, it's not their job to figure out what kind of documentation that you need, right? That's your job. And so don't rely on these guys to collect all your money for you, right? I mean, they're doing what they're supposed to do. Have them do that, because that's what they do good at. But being photographers and inspectors and knowing building codes and all of that, you shouldn't have to, leave that up to these guys to collect the proof, right? You need to come out here yourself as a practitioner and put yourself in the trenches and make sure that you're collecting the dollars and cents that's on this job, right? The details, and then collect all the inbound business that comes from the neighbors and the community, right? Because if you're not, you're just crazy. And then one other thing, realtors, right? Like this job here, one of the challenges here is that they're selling the property and they've got to go through a closing, and they've got to, a lot of times with realtors, you're going to discover that the inspector will find the hail before a closing. Nobody knew that they had hail, and the inspector will bring it up and say, look, this has got to be paid for, or this has got to be taken care of, this hail, before the thing can close. That's what everybody comes to. And so then realtors, and usually there's 2 realtors, one for the seller and one for the buyer, and everybody else involved all of a sudden needs a contractor that can do the job really quickly and work with the insurance claim process so that they can sell the house, right? And that's another huge, huge opportunity. And that's what will ultimately, and then keep in mind, when you're doing that, you're performing for the realtor on both sides. So the realtor that brought you to the dance, right, you're performing for them, but then you're also performing for the realtor that was on the other side. So like if the seller has a realtor and they hire you, the buyer has a realtor too, and they all have the same thing in mind. And so if you can show what you can do with the insurance process and knocking it out really quick, right, then you're also showing the brand new realtor, and you're probably picking up a new referral partner along the way. I mean, think about it. You're only as good as your last at bat in most cases with a roofing project. Because think about that. If you're specializing with roofing, hail damage, residential jobs, when's the next time this client is going to need you to come out and replace their roof? I mean, this is Dallas, so I get it. That's kind of a rhetorical question. Kind of a silly question, right? Probably be in a couple of years, but chances are they're not going to need to replace their roof again, at least for a long while, right? But if they do, you want them contacting you. I get that, but that's repeat business, maybe once every 7 or 8 years, so maybe even more, sooner than that. But so residential customer would not be necessarily the best source of referral business. Of course, you want them referring you to their friends and neighbors and other people that got hail damage as well. You want them talking about it. You will get referral business from that. But how about a referral partner that's a realtor that's going to repeat business over and over and over again? It's a fountain. It's a spigot that you turn on. And some realtors might refer business to you, once every month. And some might refer business to you once every, 5 days or 5 a week, right? I remember one real estate office, the whole office, they had like 75 sales reps, and all of them were directed to bring everything to my client, the contractor. And so, I mean, they couldn't keep up with all of it, really. So that's another thing. If you do get all that business, you must perform and keep all your promises with all your clients. You're traveling 1,000,000 miles trying to keep 1,000,000 promises, and that's usually mostly what this job's all about. That and being a firefighter, right? But anyway, that's all, man. I just wanted to, I haven't posted a video in 5 or 6 days, and I've been working in the lab, and I've got a whole bunch of awesome fire, full of content that's coming your way on a bunch of topics, on a bunch of subjects. I have 3 podcasts coming out. More what's wrong with this insurance estimate episodes, how I write Xactimate estimates and sketch, sales and marketing insurance restoration strategies, commercial insurance restoration strategies, the code game, more building codes, winning more with building codes, more consulting sessions, strategies, all these things that I've been putting out here recently. Just be careful what you wish for, because I'm getting ready to launch a bunch of new content your way. But I also want to take this time to thank all of the new subscribers that I've been getting here lately. Man, this channel's off the hook. It's just blowing up. I love it, man. I love the engagement and the new subscribers that I've been getting. I mean, I'm looking at the analytics and the numbers and trying to figure out, what kind of content you guys want to see. And I am just blown away. I'm overwhelmed, man. I'm so humbled and just flattered, man. Just overwhelmed, blessed, and by the love I've been getting from you guys, and just awesome community of people. And I can just envision what it's going to look like one day in the future. And so, please send me a message, man. I want to hear from you. I want to hear where you're at watching this content. Where are you, man? Drop your city and state where you're at. Drop it on the live stream. Appreciate those comments too that just came through. Drop it on the live stream, and if you're watching this later, drop it on there. I want to see where you're at. I want to know where people are watching this content, and then I also want to see what you think. I need your feedback so I know how to go with this. And then if you have any questions about anything that you'd like to see me address on these videos, any topics that you'd like me to cover on the podcast, if there's anybody that is interested in being on the podcast, send me a message. You can send me an email at ies@iescertified.com. I would love to hear from you. If you want to drop me your contact info as a way to get that to me. But otherwise, please drop some comments down here. Let me know where you're at. What do you do? Are you a roofing contractor? Are you an insurance restoration general contractor? Do you do it all? Do you do fire reconstruction? You're supposed to go look at a fire job here soon. You do water mitigation, reconstruction. Is there loss of access anywhere around the roof? And is there a pool that needs to be covered? Man, good topic. Thank you, Tim Coleman and Brian McDonald and CD Church Good stuff. Thanks for sharing, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you watching, bro. I really do. Good. Much love to all you guys. And Brian McDonald, I love you, man. You're dropping that engagement with the thought-provoking questions, right? Because yeah, there's a lot of that. So yeah, plywood has to be down to cover, like for your equipment, dumpsters to protect everything. Tarps covering and protecting the surrounding area. If there's a pool, you've got to protect it. And Brian's absolutely right. If there's special access issues, which there definitely is here. I mean, these guys down here spent like 2 hours trying to maneuver that truck off into like a side lot back there. So time consuming, right? And so good questions, Brian. I appreciate that, brother. Brian McDonald was on my podcast, the second episode of when to submit the insurance estimate to the insurance, or the Xactimate estimate to the insurance company. And he's such a great guy. I talked to him a lot. He's really awesome dude. He's also a damage expert consultant, and he helps roofing contractors and general contractors prepare their documentation with their inspections, estimates, and supplements. And he went through my IES certified.com course, and just one of my best students ever that came through there. Really great guy. So I appreciate you watching, man. And I don't know if this thing's even still going. Is it still going? Yeah, it's still going. I guess we got a good signal here. That's great. But man, I was shooting for 20 minutes, and I'm at 21:47. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign out here. But listen, if you're just catching this channel for the first time, go into the channel and click on my playlist. And even if you have already been watching this, but you're not familiar with the playlist, click on my playlist. You're gonna find a whole bunch of stuff in there. And I've been moving things around and trying to get things more organized and easier to find, and with better descriptions. Like if you go down in my descriptions under my videos, you'll see all kind like a menu of assortment, sort of a directory on how you can find other things. That's what I've been busy with the last 5 or 6 days, just trying to optimize some different settings and to try to help this go to the right folks. But anyway, happy Tuesday, man. I love y'all. I hope everybody's out there getting it as hard as you can right now. And listen, man, listen. If you're not, like if right now, if you're at a place where you're feeling like discouraged because you're looking around and you're seeing all these people supposedly winning, in your peripheral and in your midst, and you're not finding success, or you're having cash flow issues, or you're having people that are talking bad about you, or people leaving your company and trying to go start their own thing, and rogue sales guys, or whatever the case may be, or your significant other is on you about how come you're not making more money. Listen, man, God bless you. Keep going. Keep your head up. Keep thinking positive, man. If you give up and you stop thinking positive to go out there and keep running your business and keep moving forward and keep bringing in new business, and if you get up and give up and get yourself into a sad mindset and discouraged, then it's not going to do you any good. It's not going to make the situation any better. But if you just keep getting up and keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep doing the next right thing, man, consistency is key in this business. And so I've got a lot of L's in this business and have been devastated many times over. Have ran businesses not only into the ground, but under the ground, and have had people characterize me in the most visceral of manners. You know what I mean? And I've been through so much pain, sweat, blood, and tears in this business. But I am so glad that I didn't give up, that I've stuck with it, and that I've made it to the place where I really feel like things are coming more natural and easier for me. I feel like the shots that I take, they're all going in, right? I feel like cash flow is better, and the future and security is better, and it just keeps getting better. And I'm winning more, and I'm making my clients happier than I used to, right? As you're learning, sometimes you let people down because you think you know the right thing and you don't. And you have to go through that process. You got to let some people down sometimes. Do the right thing about it when you can, but keep on getting up and keep on moving forward. I know I said I was signing up. I really am now. I love you guys. God bless. Keep watching. Subscribe. Like the video.